Before we begin this episode, I want to mention that in between the episodes that have transpired, Sun and Hurley have built their tents on the beach. They used to live at the caves. Jack might have built his tent here too, during his off time from the Swan. We start the episode where we left off. On day 48, Saeed attacks, Echo defends. Then the rain stops. Saeed is tied to a tree. Echo carry Sawyer. Back at the beach, Jack has been using the washer because his bloodstained white shirt from the pilot that he hasn't used since is clean and white in this episode. He goes out of the hatch and to the beach. It is now Locke's shift since Kate, Hurley and Jack are at the beach now.
Doubles $10,000.
Oh, that's nothing. Someone who's worth $150 million. He'll build you your own course if you like.
What's he talking about?
Ignore him, he's an idiot.
Charlie's comment suggests to me that in between episode 4 and this episode, which would only be like 2 days or so, Charlie and Hurley talk, and Charlie honestly believes now that Hurley is telling the truth about the millions.
Dude, look, I'd never lie.
Oh, and the time you told me you were worth $150 million.
It's 156 million.
I'm sorry. I must confuse it with the 900 trillion I am worth myself.
Jack and Kate go to the golf course valley to hit some balls. By now we've been in this location a lot, at Kualoa Ranch.
Wow.
He hits the ball and it lands in the creek. There really is a very small creek at this valley. In real life, in Kualoa Ranch, it is next to this dirt road. This looks about right with the trees. At the creek, near the golf course, they encounter Echo carrying Sawyer.
Where's the doctor?
In an off-screen scene, they will all trek to the Swan station. Locke is there. The group brings Sawyer in, through the airlock and into the shower. And Jack gets Kate to go through the medical stash. Jack has probably a lot of his stuff from the caves here in the cupboards and in the medical cabinet, since we see a lot of the vaccines here in the cupboard in the episode orientation. Echo, however, is walking down the hallway studying this place. He meets Locke. They greet. There is also some off-screen dialogue happening here, although we only get a few hellos. Echo is looking at the armory. He won't take Locke to the death site. Jack and Kate are here, in the bedroom, and try their best to give Sawyer the medicine.
Swallow. Good.
Let's take a step back. Echo is examining the Dharma symbol. This is the second one he has looked at, and the way he looks at them suggests to me that he knows that this symbol is based on a Taoist Bagua. He's quite knowledgeable in faith and religious history, so I think Echo has come across this symbol during his studies when he was acting as a priest. Laws takes numerous references to religion, and the Dharma Initiative certainly did so by the name and the logo. The logos being inspired by the Taoist cosmology to represent the fundamental principles of reality. There exist several versions, but the Dharma Initiative used the King Wen's later Heaven version, where the trigrams mean water, earth, thunder, wind, heaven, lake, mountain, and fire, representing the primal energies of the universe. They're also a bit consistent with that. Dharma used this trigram, which means water, on their submarine. That's quite cool. There's also another old reference, even older than this symbol, which is Locke's crossword puzzle, mentioning Enkidu's friend Gilgamesh, one of the oldest stories in the world. When this episode aired, some Lost fans tried to apply the themes of this story into Lost, especially since Locke already mentioned that the game backgammon was discovered in ancient Mesopotamia.
Backgammon's the oldest game in the world. Archaeologists found sets when they excavated the ruins of ancient Mesopotamia.
And the Epic of Gilgamesh was written on stone tablets in that same region. Some Lost fans read it as people from this region visiting this island at some point, especially since the stone cork has cuneiforms on it, which was used by Akkadians and Sumerians from Mesopotamia. And the showrunners jokingly refer to when the episode Across the Sea took place.
Let's say it's between 4 million BC and 1963. Somewhere in that territory is where this episode lies, but the exact year is a mystery.
If you go 4 million BC, you have to think like, is that actually 1 million BG, like before Gilgamesh, before the age of Gilgamesh?
we said we were not going to talk about that, Taman.
Okay.
We talked about that before we came in here, and we're not talking about Gilgamesh.
Okay. Well, I just think he doesn't get mentioned. It's all about BC these days. But
this is the Big Bang Theory, Damon. Like as Mother says later on in the show, every question just begets another question.
One way or another, the reference to Gilgamesh here could be a small nugget that the story of Lost is as old as one of the oldest stories in the world. Let's go back to the jungle. Anna sends Michael to collect some things for her in exchange for Saeed's freedom. Michael then runs down here. There is a strong possibility that he ran here first to the caves to find Jack. But since everyone is living at the beach now, he runs towards the beach. The first stop is Sun's garden. Bernard, Libby and Jin all go. Sun takes Michael to the Swan station. I mentioned previously that someone had to show Sun the entrance to the Swan station. Since she knows exactly where it is, they go down through the airlock and down the hallway. The group is sitting in the living area. Jack is questioning Echo. Michael tells him about the situation and they arm up. Jack and Michael are prepared to go to rescue Saeed. Echo stops them and tells him of Ana Lucia. They agree on the conditions. Echo will only take Jack there with no guns. Michael and Sun go back to the beach again. Jin, Libby and Bernard arrive at the beach to a beautiful montage. Ana cuts Saeed free. Jack and Echo go through the jungle back to the creek area near the golf course valley, and then back here. Saeed carries Shannon's body to the beach. Nothing particularly exciting about the treks, but next episode we'll dive deeper into the lore of the show. See you then.